together for Ruekberg. Hey guys! Hey, thanks so much for coming to Hyenas tonight on a beautiful 100-degree evening. Isn't it great? Thanks for coming in. I'm sure you'd rather be sitting down in Sundance Square sweating your ass off, right? No? I love the heat and humidity. It's great for my Jufro. It's looking good. A couple of white people came up and asked if they could touch it, so I think that's looking good, right? But a little bit about myself. My day job, I'm a videographer. Not porn, unfortunately. I'm just a talent on porn, just kidding. Probably didn't even have to say just kidding, pretty obvious. Not a porn star. No, I just do strictly corporate and commercial stuff. I don't do porn, I don't do weddings. I mean, for a friend or family member, sure, I might do a buddy's wedding, just as a wedding gift, I might do a family member's sex tape just to be supportive, but that's all. But let's just say I'm divorced. I don't know if that surprises anybody here. I am still on good terms with my ex, which is great. In fact, she just called me real recently, accidentally. It's one of those but deals, but no, thank you, God. Well, technically it was a FaceTime, so I guess is that a butt FaceTime? Is that a thing, butt FaceTime? Because butt FaceTime was definitely a thing in our marriage, is all I'm saying. It was the best part about being married. Really miss it. Now I'm getting emotional, that's really awkward. But no, this is a true story. The phone rang, and I answered it one day, and I was looking right up my ex-wife's dress, and I didn't even need to call her ID because I know those granny panties anywhere. And I don't even know what the phone was doing up there. Well, she did always set her phone on vibrate. I remembered that. So you guys getting all ready for Father's Day? Yeah, okay. Not too excited about that, but like me, I won't either. I'll probably be drunk plastered the entire day, Father's Day and Mother's Day. Well, I haven't spoken to my own parents in years, mostly because they're dead. Well, thanks for laughing at my parents' dead. You sick fucks, just kidding. No, thank you. No, it's very healing. Please laugh, I appreciate it. It does get kind of tough this time of year, I'm not gonna lie. It's gotten easier over time. One thing I've learned to do is just surround myself with lots of people who are all disappointed in me. It's just like my parents are there. You guys are like my parents right now, you're so disappointed. And then of course I'll have to call my daughter and remind her it's Father's Day. That's very demeaning. I hate doing that. Well, she's busy, she's in college and all that. Well, I did get this nice, last year, I remember I got this really nice t-shirt. It said, World's Greatest Dad. It only cost me $12.99 at Target too, so. Like I said, she's very busy, I told her this year, I was like, don't even worry about it, honey. You know what? I just won't pay your Verizon bill this month. That will be like the best Father's Day gift I think I've ever had. Never had anything that valuable. That's great. But case in point, this is a really true story. A couple years ago, she went down to her college bookstore for Father's Day and got me this t-shirt, UNT Dad, I thought that was really nice, but then she promptly transferred out of UNT to Texas State. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this UNT Dad t-shirt. I mean, does anybody here go to UNT by any chance? Does anybody want me to be their daddy, I guess is what I'm trying to ask. Not really? Thank you. Well, I give her some credit. She's getting her education degree, which is great. I'm ready for her to get a job. She'll get her teaching certificate. She'll just have to get her concealed handgun license and some range practice. She'll be ready for the classroom, right? Oh. Well, things have really changed a lot, man. That needle has really moved, I mean, the campus carry was just a year or so ago, and then it was a few years before that we had the open carry, and that was controversial. And I got criticized by my friends for open carry for years, but they were talking about my phone holster. This is what really pisses people off. Walking around with this thing. This lady outside, total stranger, came up to me and said, "That's not a good look," like I asked. And then this comedian friend of mine told me that this was a pussy repellent. Can you believe that? I did not ask for his advice on that. Maybe I need a good pussy repellent. Just kidding. Then they did the campus carry thing, and it was like, they said, hey, you talk to your daughter about that. I was like, I don't know what to say. I suck at these things. I couldn't even talk to her about responsible drinking on campus. I mean, I tried. I was like, Isabella, you're in college now. You need to drink responsibly. So, that means like if you open up a beer, finish it, don't waste it, drink responsibly. See, I suck. Can't do it. Now I'm supposed to talk to her about keeping up with her gun. She's flaky like her dad. She'll be like, hey, have you seen my gun? Did I leave my gun in the door of your car? I just told her, look, I don't want to be armed because that would be a complete disaster because, I can't even use like the hose in my yard without completely soaking my socks. Can you imagine me with a gun? Not a good look, worse than this. I just told her I just carry peanuts with me wherever I go because, that's an excellent snack. And also, statistically speaking, if she is ever in a situation with an armed assailant in the classroom, there's an excellent chance that guy will have a severe peanut allergy, And you just go nuts on his ass, that's all. Oh, peanut allergy, really? Well, have one of these, they're complimentary. Suck on that, So, do we have any dog owners in the audience? Okay. I always get left from the dog owners. Yes. I took my dog out to the dog park. So hot. What we'll do for these animals. We'll do anything for them. And I'll tell you, my dog is really high maintenance too. I mean, I have to be much more of a helicopter parent with my dog than I ever had to with my daughter. I mean, the whole time I'm at the park, I'm just like watching them say, "Hey, Bo, stop humping, buddy. Hope that's not a kid." He knows better than that. He really doesn't. And the whole time the dog's just looking him in the eyes. I'm like going, get off, get off. And the dog's looking, what do you think I'm trying to do? While I was out there, I was listening to a couple guys that were talking about different ways to make America even better than it is, And I should have been like really complimented because they were talking about my people. They were comparing, they were saying like how all new immigrants aren't any good and the old immigrants were good. And they were like saying, oh, the German and the Irish and the Jews. They're like, the Jews, they know how to make a dime and save a dime. I am in the Jews camp. And I was like, you know what? You guys are not in the Jews camp. You may have been patrolling the camp the Jews were in. But, too soon? Yeah. Well, I'm terrible. I can't live up to that stereotype. That's the bad thing. I suck at money. I really do. I mean, my daughter actually has like 10 times the amount of money I do. I mean, she's the real money-grubbing Jew of the family. Truth be told, I'm so proud of her. But yeah, I can imagine. When you can't live up to a stereotype, it sucks. I mean, imagine you're a black guy with just a slightly larger than average cock. Wouldn't that suck? But I shouldn't be talking about being Jewish all the time. It's kind of ridiculous. I have some deceased relatives. I don't think they'd be very pleased with me right now. In fact, if they could see me, I'm sure they'd be turning over in their unmarked graves. So I should just... Now that's too soon, right? Okay, yes. Well, thanks for laughing and everything. I appreciate it. This is a comedy club, so just let it out, Anything goes here. This isn't a library, Don't stifle your laughs. I've literally seen people sometimes like it's a sneeze. I'm like, let it out, It's not a sneeze. It's not a fart either. If you laugh loud, everyone looks at you and says, yeah, that was me, Pretend it was your, friend. Don't do that. I mean, I've been having some bad sets. Well, probably bad sex too. I was here, I was doing my act, and then on every punchline, this lady just kept going, wow. Man, that really kind of wrecked my nerve, Bombed even worse than I normally do, if you can believe that. And after I got off stage, she looked at me, she said, you were really funny. I said, really? Wow. I didn't think you thought it was funny. He kept saying, wow. She goes, oh no, that's what I do when I think things are funny. And I just said thank you, because, I'm not going to critique the audience, I felt like saying in the future, if something's funny, just laugh, Bless her heart. Enough, I put on my pants, then go wow, Sadly, that's usually my biggest laugh line, But, wow, see, there we go. There she is. She came back. Thanks for coming again. We appreciate it, yes. But, so I do have this girlfriend now. That's not a punchline, I really do. She's really great, but, she says some awkward things, like sometimes wish she wouldn't. Like she she was telling these friends of ours that she's not into dating black guys, they're not her type, which first of all is great news for me. But, I just, I wish she hadn't said that. I mean, I know she's not racist. I was just afraid that, made her sound, kind of shallow, When I'm talking shallow, I'm talking about shallow up in here, Wow. and then she's like, well, we just fit. And I'm like, let's just keep that between us, okay? But I'll leave you with this. So she told me recently that she wants to get a boob job, And I was just like, oh no, woo, who's in favor of boob jobs around here? Woo, all right. I finally won the crowd over with boob jobs. I'm going to lose you right after this. Anyway. But yeah, she wanted to get a boob job. And I said, you don't need to do that, honey. You look great. And, fake boobs, I don't know, you can always tell. And she's like, oh no, the technology has come so far. I'm like, really? Has the technology really come that? I would think if the technology has come that far with that, we should have like adjustable boobs by now, Right? Should be like an app on your smartphone, going to the bar, double D. There you go. Then you got to go see the priest, A-cup, right? Yes. But when I think about it, A-cup's probably a bad look to go see a priest. It's way too boyish looking.